Are we live? Of course we're live. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Good evening to those of you over here in the UK. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever else you guys are. Please make sure you're hitting the like button on your way in. Make sure you're subscribing to the Twitch as well, people. I hope you're all doing well and safe. I appreciate everybody who's just tuning into this live stream. Large up everybody, who's obviously been in my stream earlier today. Apologies for making you lot wait a bit, people, but I had to do this quickly. Time was of the essence. I'll get into it, but as you lot can see, I tried to do the Sky Sports thing, yellow bar, transfer update on the thumbnail. Arsenal have finally announced the signing of Albert Sambi Lokonga. Now, I'm going to offer my extended thoughts in a second, people. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. I'm just giving you lot a bit more time to load in. While I'm happy that we've signed the young Belgium international, I'm keen to see what he's going to offer us in the short, medium, and long term, and I'm keen to speak about and get you lots of opinions in and things like that. First things first, it's Monday morning, Monday. Well, it shows where my head's at, people. It's Monday evening. I hope you've all started Monday in a great fashion. Start as you mean to go on. Hopefully on Friday we can all achieve whatever goals, hopes, and aspirations we have, people. Again, it's a new week. I hope you're all there. Second of all, I hope everybody listening and everyone else's family and all of those sort of things, I hope your health is all there and whatnot. And if you're going through any problems, you're in my thoughts and prayers, and I'm sure you're in everybody's, people. So yeah, man, obviously that's more important. But yeah, let's get into this side. I'm going to offer my opinions in a sec, but I'm sure everyone and their nana and probably their dog has a lot to say. Big up, Ashley. Your work rate like Kante, big man thing. I appreciate it, man. I know the work rates like Kante. I'm trying to be a smart midfielder these days, trying to be like Kroos and all of them sort of guys, Modric and that, man. The work rate's there. It's just about working smart and expanding my horizons and things. But I appreciate that, man. I signed up for this, so you got to be there. And again, large up the nation, the moderators, the subscribers, the members, the, long, short, and medium term viewers, whenever you've come into contact with my stuff, because without you lot, we wouldn't have 38,000 subscribers. And once again, thank you for hitting that milestone for me, people. The journey to 50k keeps going and things like that. So yeah, man, it could be worse. If you lot was a bunch of idiots and I was an idiot, we'd probably not like each other. But yeah, differences of opinion. I always leave here with something to ponder. A lot of you say some smart stuff. Like I always tell you, look, I'm not, this ain't no dictatorship. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm just teaching you. We're not even teaching you. I just want you lot to think. If you think a player is good, make sure it's because you think he's good, not what you've heard and seen and things like that. To get it right or wrong, YouTube Kante version. Hope you're having a good one, bro. As I said, I am. Obviously, I'm going to go and enjoy the sun later. Arsenal have made a signing. The sun is shining. The Ray-Bans are out. You get me? Little thing there. You get me? It's decent, man. I'm enjoying my Monday, man. I'm enjoying myself. Again, it could be worse, man. Like I said, I hope you're doing well and safe. What else? A man said a double dose of DG live in one day, bro. The content is crazy, man. And we're getting to the start of the season. Like, I ain't had no break. We've done Euros. Now we're here with this. And I hope you will stay with me for the season, because we're going aggressively, people. I'm trying to hit 50k before the end of this coming season and whatnot, man. Or it's an L, man. You're right, Peggy, man. We're back. We're back. Can't lie, I've never seen him play, but good luck to him. I hear that. Lokonga for me means we won't sign Basuma, so I'm excited to see we might get our for an 8. Hopefully it puts more emphasis on signing a creative man, or a 10 or an 8, or I think you need both. I don't think it should be either or. If we had to pick, then I would personally prefer to get an 8.5 than a traditional 10, because as we've seen with Mesut Ozil, kind of like Odegaard, it remains to be seen with Smith Rowe, who's not really of what I'm about to say. When you sign these organic 10s, which is a rare breed in football, we all love it. We all love poetry and motion. But when you've got them sort of guys, the system has to be perfect. You've got to have the strikers. You've got to have the workers behind them. And as we saw with Ozil, for all those criticisms, the club never doubled down on Ozil. In the same way United didn't double, different player, but didn't double down on a Pogba. If we're going to get a player like that, then double down on them. Don't mess about, because you're just going to play them and expect them to work their magic when you see it with everyone, dropping deep and receiving it off the centre halves, etc., etc. I think you need an 8. You need, even if you're not 8, you need your midfielders to be a bit more expansive. With respect to El Nene, we're not going to get anywhere with him. He's a good squad player, but him in a regular basis, he's not. He plays that safe pass. There's nothing wrong with that. That's him. At best, we had Granit Xhaka, who, for all his faults, would play that pass, would want the ball, and he comes with his own criticism. So it was the lesser of the two evils. You had someone who I feel is underappreciated and overrated by some, but also unfairly slated, and you've got other people who haven't got the courage to play, or it's not their primary skill set. So I hope we do go for our, or if not that, an 8.5 or something like that. I think you, if anything, you can double down on Smith Rowe and bring a modern day midfielder in. The modern day creative manners are the 8s. That's where we've gone. It's all high running, high intensity, the poetry in motion, man. There used to be, you know, well, I'm born in 95. I'm pretty sure for me, a creative player is a 10. I've seen the poetry in motion. Remember when there was in abundance? Nowadays, it's no disrespect to Kevin because he's a baller, but it's the Kevin De Bruyne's and them sorts people. So we need that. I love Basuma. I would love Basuma to come to this club, but it don't make no sense. Again, you have Lokonga, who is a 6. You have Partey, who is a 6, and can both do box to box. You can sign Basuma and we'd all love it, but it don't really help. Like I said, you need different midfield. We need 1 or 2 options. As much as I love Partey, there should be a partnership, whether it's Lokonga and this new guy who are able to do a thing if Partey is not there. Same way, Lokonga and Partey need to be able to play together, because there are going to be some games you need 2 6s. You know, some games where we need a creative man and you need 2 6s. Certain games where you don't need none of them, you need an 8. This is where I want us to get different midfielders with different options. Obviously, Lokonga, first things first, probably going to be the understudy to Partey, but I want him to come in here and challenge it. He's 21, turning 22. He should be filled of optimism. You know, he's coming to the big bad London. He's joining Arsenal Football Club. With respect to Anderlecht, you know, we're in a different league. It's a different thing, and for him, life is going to get real very quick. He's off to America with these lot. Obviously, he's a professional footballer. He's used to the stardom, but he's now signed for Arsenal. It's a different sort of thing. It's like Jadon Sancho. Obviously, he is a worldwide known footballer, but he's playing for United, and if he is involved in them preseason things, with respect to Dortmund, he's gonna see the difference when they're traveling, if they're traveling, people. And the same goes elsewhere. Haaland, when he moves from Dortmund and things like that as well. So life is coming very quickly. Before I forget, one thing I like about him is he's taking a risk. You know, he's on the standby list. I'm just saying this before I forget. I'm gonna get into the rest of you lot's comments. He's taking a risk because he's on the standby list for Belgium. There's a World Cup next year. Obviously, there's something to be said instability. He was there at Anderlecht. Obviously, he's clearly felt he's outgrown it, hit the like button, people. So he's moved. But let's just say he comes to Arsenal and it doesn't work out. Obviously, I'm just giving the example. He might have cost himself a World Cup place. Equally, this could boost it, you know. I think he's taken a lot of bravery to sign for Arsenal Football Club, and he should be filled of fondness. You know, his family sacrificed to make him a professional footballer. This is it. He's obviously 22. He ties into what we want to do, people. I'm going to get into you lot's comments in a sec. Big up everyone that's here. But I think with that, we might as well just kick this off really and truly and just start it. So allow me to just... I'm so excited to just be here chatting to you lot. I haven't even patterned off my notes. When did we start? When did I start preaching? Choir was in service at about 6 minutes. So yeah, just before I get into the Arsenal article, like I said, please make sure you're following on Twitch. Please make sure you're supporting the thing as well, people. What was I gonna do? Let me get the Twitch link as well. Sorry, people, it's got to be done, man. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. And I want to, obviously, he's spoken on Arsenal.com as well and had a few things to say. So yeah, there you have it. I've dropped the Twitch link, people. Please make sure you're following that. Deluded Gooner on Twitch as well. Make sure you're all there. Big up to PMav, you know, big up to Tolson as well for commenting so far. But obviously, if we look at if we keep going on to what I said we was talking about in relation to the man in question, Lokonga. As I said, we're going to cover this Arsenal article right in a second, but I just wanted to check out the DG merch as well on that topic. But I just wanted to show you my thoughts on him. Like I said before, I forgot, he's moved in a World Cup year at a time when he's on the standby list. That can either boost his chances of getting in the team or being elsewhere. Now, if we start with this, it's another 6 or a box-to-box, or it increases our depth in the side. First and foremost, as much as I love Partey, and he's had a testing season for a number of reasons, one of them have been injuries. Is it due to a pre-season? Did he have an underlying issue? I don't know in relation to Partey, and I hope we can find it. And I'm not saying I'm a messiah, but you lot thought the same thing. I more wanted to keep Torreira because at the time he was there. I said when we signed Partey, yeah, I'm gassed, I'm happy, I'm ecstatic. He boosts our midfield. But football's a numbers game, and last season, 38 Premier League games. You know, you've got the FA Cup, you've got the League Cup, you've got at the time Europa League. You know, are we not going to learn from the Kieran Tierney business, you know? And just from a sheer human point of view, you need depth. You're betting on a lot. Injury, suspensions, loss of form is one thing. Partey's got to stand up. He's got big boots to fill. He's got a lot of high athletical player, all of that sort of stuff. but no single player can be responsible for Arsenal Football Club winning or losing. And we already, more so Saka and Smith Rowe, we already rely on too many players, where we need a facility where if one player is not at it, a next man can be at it. And I just think, like I said, if you didn't have Thomas Partey, we're back to square one. So with Lokonga, you've got another number 6, someone that can play with Partey if we don't expect to have possession, someone that can be brought off the bench to see out a game instead of Partey, someone that can challenge Partey for a spot. You know, it's a different ingredient, because 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be real with you. Like, if Arsenal was played to the way I want to play, especially when we play these low blocks, as much as I love Partey, and we're a long way away from our squad being of this level, I don't think you need 6s per se. I think there could be games where you play these 2 8.5s and a 10 and whatnot. And things like that. So we've got the option. Like I said, if something happens to Partey, we're in trouble. We've probably got, again, life is funny, innit? We'll probably get a next one, but that could be the eventual long-term heir to Thomas Partey. Obviously, Thomas Partey, joined us 27, 28. He's still here for a long time. But my man's 22. Well, 2021, 22 in October, in a couple of months, people. So yeah, it's another 6/box to box. It's a good option to play with / instead of Thomas Partey, young and for the long term. Again, you know, signed early like Tavares as well, so they kind of, I'm not going to say full preseason because he hasn't been here from the start, but I'm sure, you know, you hear Arsenal were looking after him when he was quarantining and things like that, so he's having an early preseason. We know the gaffer made a big song and dance about that, so he's having 2 players he needs to work with, people, in the sort of thing. You know, I'm not expecting fireworks because I like him. I think he could surprise. I think he's going to be a better signing than people expect, but let's just let him develop, people. Is there a fly in here? Apologies, I thought a fly went in my mouth. Don't know what's going on there. Apologies, people. But yeah, he signed early. For me, he's got a good base level. You know, he's 21 years of age, turning 22. There's a lot that he could focus on. I'd say for me, it's just about fine-tuning, when to play simple, when to pass, focusing for 90 minutes. He can overindulge, because I won't say his passing is expansive, but I think he's going to show he's a better passer than people give him credit for. But there's a lot of development. He's quite safe with his passing, in the sense of he don't give it away too many times. Obviously, he's a 6. While I want to talk about his passing and things like that, I care about your actual role. Can you do that role? Can you do it well? Everything else is bonuses and things like that. I think, obviously, as I said, and I keep stressing, there's a lot of development to be made. But from the ingredients I see so far, and it can be enhanced, he reads the game well. He's okay on the ball, so he won't lose it a lot. So, and he can pass the ball forward, and he does like to play. He doesn't shy away from that. He can get forward, and you know, I think we've got to work on his positioning at times, because he can get gassed. He's a bit like me. About fine tuning him, as I said, because he's not the finished product. I like him because he's strong, committed, and he's aggressive in the right way. That's what you want to hear from a number 6. Surely, make sure you're hitting the like button. There's 200 odd of you locked in here, people. Again, away from that, it's important to note his older brother was at Spurs. There's no relevant other than his brother's clearly not got as a good as choice of picking teams as him, but I'm sure his older brother will help him out, so that could and should smooth the transition, or just make it much easier off the field. Obviously, we only care what he does on the field, you know, but how you adapt off it can affect on it. So if he's that much closer to hitting the ground running, if his brother can, you know, tell him the sports, tell him, you know, make him feel comfortable in London, then, you know, he's all right. And I'm sure he must have been in London before. Based on his positivity, man, I think he will do well. He'll do well here. I don't know what sort of notes I was spelling here, but I think he'll fit in well with the lads as well. It's a massive step up from Belgium, so give him time to adapt to the pace of the game, not just physically, but mentally and speed of thought. We've seen it with, you know, Fabinho was written off after 6 months as a footballer in this country. Sane was. Partey's had a very difficult 6 months, especially. You know, I'm not saying only needs 6 months. I'm not saying constructive criticism, but people really underestimate it. Obviously, things can happen. People can get injured. You can get a look in. You know, it started very quickly for Guendouzi at Arsenal. He could be thrown into the limelight very quickly and live a movie. But you'd imagine, you know, he'll hold the bench. He'll have to be patient for his time and things like that. Fundamentally, it's a midfielder in, innit? Our midfield there's bare question marks, and there's still question marks, but it's a midfielder in. As you lot can see, important to note, he's still learning. He's played 78 times for Anderlecht. He's played 61 times in the league. You can't expect him to be the finished article. There's going to be times he looks like a 21-year-old. Equally, there's going to be times he plays mature among his years. You know, it's about just that consistency. He's got the base level. It's just about improving it, people. And for me, you know, he's still learning his craft. As I always say, there's a question mark to be said about Arteta and young players at this club anyways, but Arteta was a midfielder. You brought in a young midfielder, so you should know a thing or two. Obviously, who better to kind of learn from than Partey, you know? Link up with him, learn the little tricks and trades of the game, learn what you like. It's like you look at United. Bro, if you're a striker and you got Cavani there and your movement don't improve, you got to slap yourself, because you should be learning little bits and pieces and all of these sort of things. And the same could be said elsewhere. You know, Chelsea centre-half, you got Thiago Silva there. If you ain't learned bits and pieces and taking that from him, then you're an idiot, really, because who better to learn from? As I said, he moved in a World Cup year, or will be a World Cup year next season, or just say this season. For me, potential, I like it. You know, he's young, hungry, and one for the future. He can help us in the short term, being part of his understudy if he doesn't show form. Medium term, we've got someone as well. Long term, the guy there. Obviously, he ties in what we've got, you know, Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel, soon to be Ben White. You know, all of these young players, young and hungry, they should be reflect the manager. And that's what it does. Obviously, with that, he's free from the impurities that have plagued this football club, in that, you know, the things we question about mentality, care, and we have under a number of these players that have been here for a while. He's free from that. And I always say, you know, we've tried the whole getting certain players to think differently stuff. So who better than new players? Because they have a reason to have allegiances to Arteta. You brought me from Anderlecht, you doing this thing for me, you know, Saka, Smith Rowe, all of these sort of logic people. As I said here, potential is just a buzzword, especially in today's day and game. As you know, everyone's got potential. That's why people sign for big money before they've even done something. You know, you can be a 13, 14-year-old and made it already because of potential. You can get a £200 million move. Any little star of football, you're going for 50 to 200 million. And I'm not saying, you know, way before you've hit that potential, because everyone is excited about what you can be tomorrow. But people fail to understand, to get there tomorrow, you need to take steps. You know, you need to take the hard graphs, and it's about, for me, realized potential. As I said, you know, there's squad players, there's first teamers. You know, we've got young players of different sort of levels. Kieran Tierney's praised Arteta as a coach and saying he can improve him, so I'm going to take his word for it. But for me, signing these young players is half of the job. You know, it would be all fun and games for Dortmund if they signed Jadon Sancho and all of these young players that they've bought in Haaland. But if you don't develop them, you're not making 70 odd million off Jadon. You're not making, whoa, what stupid money. Well, Ronaldo's going to make big money off that move, but God knows what Haaland's going to go for. You have to develop them. Remember when Jadon Sancho originally moved to Dortmund, people? Everyone on their line, oh, how can they do this? The German club don't know what they're doing. He's playing in the under-17s World Cup. You've pulled him through. You're making him play in your youth team, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. Same way they kind of said about Foden. But the people that were in the know and the coaches, they knew what they were doing. They knew they had a plan, and look where they've gone. I'm not saying Arteta doesn't have a plan. I'm just saying we need to have a plan, because potential is just potential. And we've signed players with potential, and then we wonder why they're not hitting there. So make sure you know how good he is now, because he had to have been at a level to get bought and scouted and things. You didn't just say you're going to sign him tomorrow, but how do you see him the player of tomorrow? Same way I said with Ben White. It's no good signing Ben White just off the back of the Brighton year. You know, you need to see how he's going to be a leader at the back of us. And obviously, the same goes for Lokonga. And obviously, if you get it right, you can pattern the squad of the team. A lot of, you know, some harsh critics would say with Arteta, I think you've improved Pepe and Holding, two quote-unquote young players. But for every one of that, you could say, what happened? And it's not always fair, but what happened with Guendouzi? What's going on with Saliba? Why aren't Martinelli playing? You know, Saka can't take a corner. That one's just me. Why are you dropping Pepe? You talk up Nelson and he's not playing. What's this? What's that? Again, I'm not criticizing the manager. They're just certain things people say. And whether you criticize or back the manager, that feels like a lot of stories. Sometimes there's got to be legs to it. And obviously it was Arteta's first season sort of thing. And while I also believe this is a season to give young players chances to set a foundation, I also believe it is, but it isn't like, you know, if the young players happen to be young and they're working for the squad right now and they're the best players to be in the team, so be it. But I think it's less, I saw a bit too much experimentation last year. I kind of want to see a bit more consistency in everything we do, because at the end of the day, we need to get 3 points, you know, give young players chances, give other players who are not in the chance, but we need to I want to see us find a system and work with it. I wouldn't really say it's like last year when I want to see whole leap of opportunities, because reality is other teams are getting better. You know, we finish 8th. That's it, innit? We need Europe. If you don't get Europe, it's peak. The Amazon documentary will be wavy, but it will be peak for us. So it's down to that. So that's my opinions on him, people. But when you look at it, you know, like you see here, welcome. Sambi Lokonga joins Arsenal. As you know, Sambi Lokonga, Albert Sambi Lokonga has joined us from Anderlecht on a long-term contract. It's believed to be a 4/5 year deal until 2026. So 5. The 21-year-old came through the Belgian club system after joining in 2014 as a 15-year-old, and he signed his first contract in 2017. He made his debut in December 2017, so a month after becoming a pro, and has been a regular in their side over the past 2 years, and he's made 78 appearances. So don't expect fireworks, but there's a foundation to build upon. He's been called up to the Belgium national side and he's been an unused sub, and obviously he's known at under 21s level. In relation to Edu said, we are delighted Albert has signed with us as there was a lot of interest in him and he was a big target for us. Albert is a player we've tracked for some time and he will bring us strength in depth in the center of midfield. We look forward to his continued development with us. So again, if you've tracked him for a while, I don't want to know a guy's strengths. When we sign a player, I like to obviously know a guy's strengths. I'm semi-capping there, but I need to know his weaknesses. What's he like away from home? What's he like on the worst of days? Because people, you know, the best players, when they play bad, they still kind of, there's a certain level, you know, it's how you play when you're not playing well, when things go wrong, when you try that pass, when you make that mistake, you know, when you give a ball away in midfield, how do you react to that? So if he's been a target for you for a while, you should know him better than his mum knows him. And the more you know a footballer, the more, logically speaking, surely people, he should have more of a chance of tying in. If I don't know you from Larry and you tell me you're a striker, but I don't know your strengths, I can't get the best out of you. But if you're a striker, I know, yeah, he's a little nippy one. We need to give him service over the top. I have something to build upon. Obviously, he's not a striker, but you get it. So let's see something. Mikel the Gaffer, who, again, more so important than Edu in that. Albert is a very intelligent player who has shown great maturity in his performances during his development. He has been coached well by Vincent Kompany and his team at Anderlecht. So you're seeing the City people nice each other. I know Vincent very well, and he talks so highly about Albert and the positive impact he had to Anderlecht in recent seasons. We're confident Albert's ready for the next stage in his development, and we're looking forward to welcoming a new member to our squad with his quality and presence. You know, there was a lot of rumors how he'll wear number 48. He'll actually wear number 23, and the midfielder will join up with his new teammates in the coming days after he has obviously completed the current isolation regulations for international arrivals in the UK. And I think some Twitter people spotted him in central London and all of these things. Obviously, the transfer is subject to completion of a regulatory processes. The man himself has said it's a big step, but I'm confident. You need to be confident and be confident in bad periods, because, you know, your career is not going to go like that. While I'm 300 people, big up everyone, hit the like button. Why I'm happy that this guy signed for us. Career don't look like that. You have to react to adversity. It's sadly for different reasons what Saka's gone through. You know, everybody's loved him. Everyone and their nan loved him. Now he sees there's certain people that love him conditionally or don't like him or criticize him. And he, from a footballing point of view, you missed a crucial penalty. He's a young man, of course, but it's how you move with that. It's how you develop from that. It's how you build from that. That's what's going to make the difference for him, sort of thing. You know, that's what's going to make the difference. That's what's going to make or break him as a footballer, you know. And it's like with him, you're coming to London, it's wavy, you know, you've been called up to Belgium, there's a lot of euphoria, but it's now time to work. Same with Balogun. You've been new deal, everybody and their nan loves you, hailing this, hailing that. It's now down to work, because reality is things can change very quickly in a footballer's career. Nobody loves you when you're giving the ball away. No one loves you when you've cost 3 points. Love is subjective in this football thing. It's about what you're bringing. So if you're confident, you have half the job done, you know. It's a big move because I've been playing for Anderlecht for 10 years. So it's going to be my first big move to another country. It's a big step, but I feel confident because we have to be in the football world. You have to feel confident about yourself. But I'm looking forward to playing this league and I can't wait. When asked on what midfielder he is, people, so what sort of midfielder can the Arsenal fans expect to see when Lokonga makes his first appearance in Arsenal colours? Does he prefer box-to-box or a more attacking role? He said, I can play both. I can play as a 6 and I can play box-to-box, but people say that I am better in the 6th position. So we're going to go with that, Reed boy. So when you move away from that, there's obviously this, you know, you can read that article, but that's actually not that. There was a third article I wanted to read about it, man. Was it this? Because he spoke about how he said some very good points about, I don't want to talk too much about, he's obviously bigging up Henry and shout out to Henry, but I can't find it, people. But there were some quotes where he kind of said, I don't want to do too much talking. I want to work. The fans will know what sort of baller I am. And that's what I want to hear from the guy. So obviously, we wish him all the best. Thank you for signing for Arsenal Football Club. Hopefully, we can get some more incomings into midfield and we can sort out stuff in relation to outgoings. But yeah, let me take in what you guys are saying, man. What do you feel about this move? You know, what's your thoughts in relation to it, simply put, people? So yeah, that's that in relation to Lokonga. As I said, welcome Lokonga to the football club. And as I said, but the main thing for me is realizing the potential, folks. 310 people locked in. Shout out the Twitch gang. Let me see what Twitch have had to say as well, because I've been missing you guys out. Where's my Twitch manager? Sorry, folks. I'm still here, but I need to flick to my stream manager so I can actually see what's the Twitch gang said. Shout out to T Santana and man like ENB0121 for hitting the like button. P Mav, you know, shout out to you, said Arteta, Tierney called Arteta a genius in an interview a while back. So I have to, you know, I have to be inclined. I'm gonna believe him, innit? Obviously, you can't maybe say the truth or say something negative about your gaffer, but yeah, man. We'll have to see, man. But yeah, what's you lot's thoughts, man? I keep saying it. Exciting times for Arsenal. Hi from Australia, DG. How are you today? Hello, everyone. I'm good, man. We signed a new player. The weather's nice over here. I've got my health, and I hope the same can be said for you. I like his mentality from what I heard in the interview. Yeah, man. He said, yeah, okay, yeah. So I listened to the interview as well. It weren't a written one. He said something like, I don't want to talk too much. Don't make sense for Basuma because of the African Cup of Nations would be too many players going. If Arteta is planning to go with a 4-3-3, we need a Sabitzer alongside Partey and Aouar. Big up Flamingo Play Games. Shout out to P Mav for making the switch to Twitch. I'd implore you all to do that. Please make sure you're hitting the like button. Finally catching a live again. We've been linked with Max Aarons. We have, and I spoke about that in my earlier live stream. And there's actually timestamps, so you can go and pre that one, and pre that and do what you need to do. Make sure you're hitting the like button. I knew I got sidetracked. I forgot to press the like button on something, people. 140 likes. Can we get that up to 200? There's 300 and odd of you locked in. For everyone who hasn't hit the like button, that will probably be Arsenal's last signing. You know, Saka will leave. You know, you'll get an unexpected bill. Hit that like button and save yourself the misfortune, people. But yeah, we should be signing Aouar if we're looking to play 4-3-3. He isn't a 10 as people are made to believe. Salute yourself as well, Trips. It's midnight here in Malaysia. Go sleep, bro. Go sleep, man. It's stupid o'clock. I appreciate all the Malaysians locked in because it's not nice. Excited to see him play in Florida. Well, allegedly, you know, again, it's a bit irrelevant. Let me share my screen. I don't know what's going to happen with us in America if this is to believe people, because again, Lokonga might not play because we're meant to play Inter Milan in the Florida Cup. Obviously, we might. Is there a new opponent that's going to step in? But apparently, Inter Milan have informed the organizers of the Florida Cup they want to withdraw from the friendly tournament because of the spread of COVID Delta variant. People, they're expected to travel to America and play us, obviously, and they don't want to. They're prepared to pay, long story short, pay the cancellation clause. So what does that mean? Who could be drafted in at short notice? Or we might have one less preseason game. We might have to, pardon me, play one less in America and do something else. But on return to England, maybe a couple unofficial in-house friendlies again, like we have played when Emre came in, and I'm sure we did it under Mikel Arteta at the Emirates against Brentford or something. I could be wrong. So we might have to, if we wasn't already, we might have to do a couple of them. So yeah, man. Kind of feel I think you mean kind of feel we're gonna do a madness this season. Let's see in it. I'm still in wait and see mode, man. Just joined on Twitch. Prefer watching on here from my phone. Can scroll through other apps while I'm listening. Hey, and make sure you're subscribing on Twitch via your Amazon Primes. But this is why you need to make the switch over to Twitch, people. YouTube does you dirty, man. He is a bit nonchalant. And again, Johnny, this is what someone's going to have at 20, 21, 22. And this is why I said at the start, it's about coaching that out of him. Love the guy a lot, man, but it's about coaching him out of it. That's what I meant earlier when I said he is susceptible to enjoying a bit too much. I like how Michael Jordan is his idol, 23 shirt number like MJ, and to be club captain, he has the right mentality with all our young players. Arteta needs to develop them correctly, no excuses. Facts. Lokonga, excited to see him play. Do you think we will play 4-3-3 for most of next season with Lokonga in the team? Well, 4-2-3-1 is what I think we'll go with, but I don't know, man. Should help himself. For me, I'm more happy what he, off the field, you know, because obviously as a team, you're going to share some special moments. Obviously, you're traveling and whatnot. The football is one thing, but you're in another country. You know, you got roommates and you're training in a more regular. There's no going home sort of thing. You're all together and all of these things, even more so than you are already in a standard game as a standard footballer in standard life. So I'm keen for him to. That's why I wanted not just him. Ben White probably won't happen because we go on Wednesday, but you know. I would have been happy for him to go and do that as well, because again, you get, you know, if you've all played football, when you've got a togetherness, it hits different, you know, that makes the chemistry even better, and it just, you know, makes it feel more comfortable. And it would have been nice for him as well. Obviously, bro, man's just signed for Arsenal, bro. Like, he knows it's a big club, but when you're seeing people trying to pull off your hand and all them things, you're gonna know it's different. Henri's got blood on his hands to some extent if my man stinks out the place, but I trust my legend, so not too bugged, man. I mean, you can't blame Henri because fundamentally Arteta, Edu, and the Kroenkes and Vinay, they're the ones that signed off on the deal if it doesn't work out. So you could only blame them if I'm completely honest with you. But yeah, man, no Henri slander, you know. But you lot have a bit, you lot have some enthusiasm. Man said Guendouzi part 2. I don't think his attitude's like that. He's gonna take Axel Witzel's place in our national team in a few years by God's grace, man. We're looking forward to see what he has to offer. Samba is the one. Trust. Hopefully, Arteta plays him. Plays him when he's ready, though, man. 21-year-old Lokonga at an age where we can be cementing a spot. You never know. Could be a big baller. I think he's a baller, man. This is it, Iceman. DG Maji, he was asked what should the fans expect from him, and he replied something along the lines of, "I don't want to talk about what I would do. I'd rather the fans make that." And that's it. No talking, do your thing. To be fair, Tavares said he likes to shoot with right foot, and he scored. So if you're gonna back up your chatting it, but you know, I'm a big fan of under promising and over delivering in life. A lot of people over promise and under deliver. So yeah, man, and we have to let man develop, man. If you were Arteta, how would you deal with Aubameyang? Well, I would play Aubameyang and give him every chance, but we can't pull any passengers. He'd start the season as my first choice. Then first 3 games, you got a bag. You know, you got a bag. And for me, you'd really have until Christmas or you're getting dropped out. I'm not saying I'm going to play you week in, week out, but if you're not doing the job, as saw last season, it's a Lacazette thing. A man said, DG, 3 more signings and we're challenging for the title. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right, bro. Listen, let's let Aziz develop, man. He's got a lot to work on. Aziz will be all right as long as he develops the way he's supposed to do, and his opportunities will come. Surely it's time our signings turned out to be true ballers for once. Hopefully, my guy. Hopefully, man. You're right, man. Look, needs a. Oh, sorry. True Sayer said Lokonga worthwhile for the squad, but still need Basuma. I don't think so, but fair play. I'll take Basuma, but you know, I can't see us having Partey, Basuma, Lokonga, and buying a 10 and an 8.5. I'd rather just do our own thing, really. And technically, at least I'm not saying El Nene's levels, but you've got El Nene for a year. So I think in terms of ball winners and them things, I think we're kind of covered. I'd like us to get more quote unquote Wenger ball players and all of those sort of things, man. Yeah, he did say he wants the fans to judge him. So yeah, well, the fans are going to judge you. And you know, Arsenal fans, they love you, hate you, then they love you again. He comes with big potential, so we need to give him time to grow and show his potential. DG, do you think Lokonga is an exciting signing and will he become a fan's favorite? But it's down to him. I don't predict the future. If he's going to become a fan favorite, he's going to have to put in the work. But I think he should. I wouldn't say exciting. You know me, I like to see people work. I am personally excited about his signing. I'm not expecting fireworks, but I do like him as a footballer, and I do think he can develop into a decent, shrewd addition for us and could probably excel a bit of expectations, if that makes sense, man. DG is right. It's about time these senior players like Aubameyang start getting conditions, and if they don't perform, they stay on the bench. Bro, forget age. If you're not doing the business, you don't start. Callum Chambers in the ideal world should never start for Arsenal if we're trying to be a top 4 team. But he earned this spot. You earn your spot, you play, you're not pulling your weight, you go. It's as simple as that. From management to the players above. We can't carry any passengers. There's only a certain amount of life jackets, and there's more people than jackets. So I'm not wishing any bad mind on anyone, but in a metaphoric sense, you can't really help them. You can't really help people. Only women and kids get spared. You can't be sparing no one because we don't have it. We don't have it in us. We can't pull any passengers next season. We need togetherness. We need these players to believe in themselves more than anything, but we can't carry no one next season. Are you seeing where Arsenal are? We can't. Partey and El Nene at AFCON, Lokonga will need to step up, and hopefully by the time, it's surely not in January. I don't know when AFCON is. Have they moved it? Is it in? To be fair, you could have it in the summer because it's the 2022 World Cup, not in the winter. Either way, they're gonna have to do the thing, man. So I assume it's still in January. So yeah, man, we're gonna lose a couple of midfielders. Lokonga's gonna get his opportunity. Yeah, I think Ben White's as good as done. He's as good as our player, but until I see, like we just saw with Lokonga and the Arsenal thing, anything can happen. I swear, Alan Shearer once had a United shirt, and he was at Old Trafford, and for some reason it didn't work out. I'm sure. Let me see that online. I might be capping. I'm sure. I'm sure Alan Shearer was just about to sign for Man United. I'm sure he was dead set on joining them one time, and even Aaron Ramsey when he was about to go United, and then we snaked it. I'm sure this guy, Sir Alex, I'm sure there's a picture of them at Old Trafford and he's holding the shirt. I could be worse in it. But I'm sure Alan Shearer was about to go United once. Probably capping about the picture, but I'm sure this guy was dead set once to go United and he snaked it. So anything can happen. So while I think it's done, until the fat lady sings her lungs out, anything can happen, man. William Boswell, you can't blame him, man. He probably went chicken and said, this is myth. Who said Lokonga's not allowed to be confident? He's only spoke about confidence, you know. I don't know if you're speaking about me or someone else, but the very first thing I said is I like his confidence, or you're gonna have no chance. So I'm not too sure who said that, but yeah, man, you know, I've always said one thing I always say on my channel. I need you to have confidence at this football club. What do I always say to you? Look, the 3 C's. I need confidence, competence, and consistency. If you ain't got no confidence, then you can't be consistent because you don't believe in yourself. If you're not competent, obviously we need him to be competent. You know, you're a 6. Can you play a 6? No good if you can't tackle, you can't pass, you can't do any of that. Consistent. No good if you can do it on a Thursday, if you can't do it on a Saturday, Sunday. You know. No need if you're not confident, because there's at all clubs your fans are going to turn on you. The world is going to say you're not good enough, but fundamentally you need to believe in good and bad times. It's never as good as you make out, it's never as bad as you make out. Keep your head. Mentality is way more important to a degree than ability more time. So I don't know who said that, but to anyone who said that's moving mad. To be fair, I was live at 11. Well, I kind of just was. You know what? I went gym and then came back. Really, decent gym session. Muscles are starting to hurt. We need an exciting 10 now, and we're good. Well, I think we need an 8 and a 10. I still think the squad will be short. I think we need to decide what we're doing in goal. I think everyone's forgetting about right back. I think elephant in the room. We might have to come and address those strikers or what's happening there. But yeah, man. Even John Obi Mikel, exactly. So until the fat lady sings, she's not singing, innit? The Conga and Party. I'm keen to see that. I'm not gonna lie, unless we're playing City and Liverpool and them teams there or trying to see out a game. I want to see it, but I don't want to see it. I want to see a more expansive partnership. I want to see, a more. There's other things, man. Appreciate that, Nana. I appreciate that. Shout out the Twitch gang. You know, you guys are appreciated. It's just that too much confidence may get to a player's head. I think, yeah, man. I wouldn't even say the confidence got to Guendouzi's head, because he is a humble guy. He's just a bit ADHD, doesn't know when to calm down, seems a bit of a fiery temper. Seems like he's one of them. He's going to look back, whether he goes off to hit high heights or never, or with regret and how he could have done things, because for every wild statement you hear about Guendouzi, you see him captain and you see him on the France call-ups. You hear people connected everywhere he goes. He's got a big mentality, but he still shows immaturity at times. He can, with Guendouzi, he's one of them. He's at every young man's life where you need to know when to pick your battles. You need to know that when you become your worst enemy. Like, I'm sure he's grown up a lot, but he needs to know when to not blame people too much. I mean, not been a big sample size. Maitland-Niles might have been decent, but again, decisions. Is he going to play in midfield? Are you going to get an option? The manager needs to have a conversation. Willet's going out on loan. You might get an opportunity here. Like someone rightly said, there's AFCON next season. You never know. But at least at this moment in time, to fans on the outside, unless he's accepted playing right back, it seems that something will be decided. If we don't get a right back, building from the back is still a myth. I can't lie. Now we've got Lokonga. I'd be calm if we got an 8 and let Smith Rowe do his thing for the first half of the season. I would. I'm more want an 8.5 than a 10, personally. Because then you've got Thomas Partey's partner, personally. But that's just how I feel, man. 29-40. ARTETA, what else have we spoken about? He needs to have confidence. Let's call that the timestamp. Sorry, folks. I just thought, you know what, the timestamp thing is looking kind of dry. There's 2 timestamps. That's all I can do, and everything else is gravy, man. Yeah, to the fans, it's a gamble. I've got nothing against young talent, but if you don't know about someone yet, it's a gamble. Just get a proven, established name. I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere. And to be fair with you, at 17 million is something else. And to us, well, not to me, because I knew about him, but to you, he could be an unproven name. The people that sign the checks, that make the decisions, they've said they've been following him for a while. Get the job done. You know, like with Martinelli, just get the job done. I don't really care if it's an established name or an unknown. I'd arguably prefer it to be unknowns because, you know, we can't really go toe to toe with everyone, really. So to us, it might not be an established name, or to you because you're a fan. But again, to Arteta, they should know everything about him. Like I said at the start, they need to know him better than his mother knows him. They need to know where his birthmark is. They need to know where they need to know when he first got. They need to know everything. They need to, and for me, I want them crucially. You need to know his weaknesses. It's no good knowing, if you buy a waterproof jacket and it's sunny all the time, bro, how are you gonna know how good that is? And then the first time it rains, you see, nah, this is actually shit. I should have bought another one. And this isn't me wanting him to play bad. This is me looking at it logically. The man is 21, 2022. He's got 60 something top flight Belgium league games to himself, 78 altogether for Anderlecht. There's a lot of trials and tribulations he'll go with. Like you saw with Gabriel, same way these young players, there'll be a couple of months they're untouchable. There'll be a couple of downers, such as life. So as long as we've considered that, we know about the player we're getting, we know about how he can help us in the short term, whether that's being back up to Partey, getting his looking when the AFCON comes, in the medium term, starting with Partey, starting ahead of Partey, then obviously the long term, one of the pillars of the team. When you look at Gabriel, Ben White, by God's grace, Saliba, by God's grace, there's a right back there, Tierney there, Smith Rowe, Saka, all going from strength to strength. Because as much as we need new signings and things, we need these crop of players, or these guys that are together, the players that we think are levels, we need to play them and play them a lot. Let relationships build. Let the squad come to maturity, As much as it's about signing players and buying players, and typically in England, every summer it's about buying systems, replenishing the systems, building with what you have, growing with what you have, harvesting with what you have is something else that needs to be said. And like I said, we've got some decent players here. They're not too many. The ratio was still negative for every Tierney. There's a bag of Kolasinac and Williams and all of them things, but positive steps and all those sort of things. Please make sure you hit the like button. Close to 400 people, 384. Please make sure you're following on Twitch and all of those things. So yeah, I think that's our next timestamp. Those LOKONGA'S. I don't know what that is truthfully, but yeah, it will be a timestamp with it. Where are we at for likes? Are we at 200 yet? We're barely at 200. We're just at 200. Thank you very much for hitting that like button, people. I'm very appreciative. And the ones that didn't, shame on you. But he's watching. EG's watching. I'm never going to let you forget. I hope it plays on your conscience. Trying to see Maitland-Niles and Partey one time for the one time. I'd support it, but myth. Would you go for Maddison rather than Odegaard? Well, if it depends, man, because I think you can get Odegaard for, if you put 50 million on the table. Now, I'm not saying he should be spent on that. I probably wouldn't do it, but and I like Odegaard really. I try to get, if you could probably put 50 on the table down, because of how Madrid are broke by their own standards, they'll probably take it. But if Maddison really 60, and I don't know for transfer fees and all of these sort of things, but if Maddison's there for 60, 70, Odegaard's there for 50, me personally, Odegaard might be the better player in the future. He's 22 years of age, but I'd rather at this moment in time go for the Maddison. So, pardon me, I think people are writing off Odegaard unnecessarily, and I don't know why, man. I would take Odegaard back with open arms personally. That's just me. Hey, man, you just helped with a timestamp. Maddison or Odegaard. Now we're starting to fill out this little list of timestamps. It's not even a gamble. It's about every signing's a gamble, man. And Arsenal, bro, we've gambled shit. We've gambled more money on shit at Duns. Like, we're doing mad stuff. Like, for me, if you spend 27 million on a centre half and you're moving inconsistent with what you're doing with him, historically. If you spent 72 million on a winger and then you're letting your new manager mess about, if you sanction, you know, the free transfers, the expensive free transfers of Mkhitaryan, Willian and Kolasinac, how good did all of them work out? You know, we're clearly not Juventus. I think you can spend 17 million or whatever on a guy who's 21, 22, where realistically, no matter how much, you should be able to make your bread back. I know there's sell-on clause and things like that, but you should be able to make your bread back. Personally, man, all about calculated risk. And if he's a calculated risk and he realizes potential, it's calm, innit? If I had the chance to choose between Locatelli and Basuma, I'm going with Locatelli. Personally, I'd rather Locatelli. Our personally. 250 likes for the DG Screamer. Where are we at? I like a challenge. 219, yeah, man. I'll play it if you get to 250 still. They might not take us to the next level, but they might one day. They help us move forward, you know. If you're expecting Arsenal to go out there and shell out the transfer window, we all know that wasn't gonna happen, man. A man said, Deluded, please announce why. I wish I could, man. I wish I had that authority, but I can't announce that. Ollie, I've got the kits, man. I can't lie to you. Appreciate the kind words. I've got the kits still. Like what though? I should do a kit review, but the away ones in my wardrobe, the whole one's in the post somewhere. What do you think about Tammy Abraham links? I'm not as against it as people would think or people are, but yeah, I'm not really with it. Really, I wouldn't mind it if it happened. I don't think Our is overrated personally, but everyone's allowed that. And I wouldn't, even if anything, you're hearing Arsenal, Matt, I don't think Arsenal fans are rating him. If anything, or at least the fans I speak to or the people I see in the live chat, 9 times out of 10, people don't even want Our. I'm one of the minority, and I'm sure a couple people are. So I wouldn't say Arsenal fans are any more guilty or any less. Our Maddison and Aaron's and a goalkeeper with Saliba staying rather than spending 50 million on Ben White would have been ideal. Then we could have used the 50 for Maddison easily. If only it was that simple. A month left of the window and we've signed only squad players. I mean, a week is a long time in football. So a month is a very long time. Obviously for Arsenal, it's concerning. But yeah, man. I can't announce someone. I don't know anyone, bro. You man, I'm even silly. One sec. I think Edu's calling me. I don't know what you lot want me to say. I'm here like you lot want to see the new signings, bro. Why not get James Ward-Prowse? I think he's decent. I would love Ward-Prowse. But it's not going to happen, is it? See, Nano members, I don't know what am I supposed to say, man. Paul's killing me. A man said that. We got Paul, he's always here. DG, can you announce Zaha? We need him up front with Pepe and Oba. Dreams. Hey, man, I would love Zaha, but every season it's looking like that one there is a myth, man. I love for you lot getting me to 38,000 subscribers, man. Is there any other Arsenal news? I can't imagine it. I think all the journalists are probably all creaming and getting all their links off and clicks all off reporting the same Lokonga deal. So I think they'll be all right. Hey, those of you, remember I told you a lot about chilies as well, people. Remember I told you a lot about the coin chilies. This is not financial advice, yeah. Remember I told you about chilies, yeah. And look who's remember I said I always tweet about chilies and things like that, folks. Yeah. What have you seen here today? Arsenal join football's cryptocurrency revolution as they sign partnership to launch dollar AFC fan token, which promises to allow fans influence on club decisions through digital polls. Now, the Daily Mail is selling that a bit strong. You know, it is going to be, I think, anyways, things like chilies. That's how you're going to buy your match tickets. That's how you're going to buy your, you know, all the little things you buy already in relation to football. I think that's also going to be a way of integration for fans to feel more included amongst other fans. I think that at every club, and I think Chili's are doing a great example of that. Arsenal not going to sign up for no reason. To be fair, like with the Netflix deal or whatever, Amazon deal, we've got 10 mil. We probably picked up a couple of million from these lot. You know, they've got Argentina's national team as well. You know, so again, big things. We're not going to see it anytime soon, but. And I'm not anyone to give financial advice. I just really believe in the project. I'm not going to sit here and cap to you. Like, I genuinely believe. in Chilis, and I think there's a valid reason for it. It's actually got. It's not like a lot of these cryptos actually got a use. Like it's actually gonna have a use. You know, not financial advice, and it's cheap as well. Everything's on the floor. Announce. What the hell is going on? Arsenal announce crypto deal. Where did we start speaking about that? So yeah, man, that's where you're gonna see that. Let's remove that off the screen and get back. What else are you guys saying? It doesn't look like there's anything else, man. Hope it stays cheap by August. A friend told me about it. I invested 70 as a bit of Bants, and within a week it turned to 1-2, started to 4, and I sold all my chilies for 90. I'll take it. Fair play. But I'd say you're selling yourself short, man. Hold on to that, my guy. Hold on to that. Big up DG, great show as always. Big up yourself, Phil. Hey man, you never see Phil and Paul in the same place, and it's a shame because you're both always the two I see saying Zaha, 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 Zaha. I appreciate the congrats, Ahmed. I appreciate that, man. I just hope Arteta changes the system this season. I don't want another season of negative football. Daniel, I think you speak for everyone when you're saying, you know, we want to see some forward football. We want to see, I mean, the way we're spoken about on paper translate to actually how we're playing and sort of things. Next is Hour. I hope so. I hope so, bro. Man, I have to do my own research on this thing. I don't know nothing about it, so I'll do my research. And I can't lie, not financial advice, but look at Roma's new sponsor. It's not Chili's, but look. Oh, believe me, just follow Chili. Follow the guy who owned it. What's his name? Alexander or something. Just follow him on Twitter. You'll see stuff, man. It was a lucky one. There's no luck, man. He'll play as a 6. Don't worry about it. He'll play as a 6. He can do box to box, but he'll play as a 6. Come on, Eid Mubarak to all the Muslim viewers out there, man. Have a good Eid, man. Make sure you eat all heap of food for the guy, man. Why is no one talking about left wing? I feel like transfer links. We have Odegaard 310, same like Maddison. Maddison, our is similar to Smith Rowe. Can fill that left wing. Not sure what you're on about, Yellow Flash. I can't lie. I can't make sense of the paragraph. Sorry, man. I don't know where you're going with that, man. A man said, DG, you need to be live more at these times, G. I appreciate that. It could be something to consider, man. You know, love your work rate. I appreciate that, Eden. Dest or Max Aarons. I'd prefer Max Aarons at this moment in time. I don't know. You get me? I don't work for AFC Bell. Big up AFC Bell. But if you want to know specifically, Rohan, I think you can type in his Twitter account. Shout out to them. We need a right back. So you're right, Matthias, to ask about about right back, but I don't know at this moment in time, man. I wouldn't mind West Brom's Pereira, but I don't know why there's no links there. No, and surely I swear they were saying 20 mil. That could be a decent option for the squad, but maybe we ain't got the piece to do that, and he's not on the list, so it's not going to be done. We're at 253 likes, people. We said 250, and I would show the vid. A deal's a deal. I've never been one to lie to you lot.
Against this right back, Charlie.
DG, I think Lokonga has all the good qualities Xhaka provided for us. I don't quite think he's passing or he's going to do that. He's going to do that same thingy, but yeah, I just don't. He's a different player completely. I hope he's a good midfielder. I like Maddison's attitude. We need more nasty and aggressive business at the end of the pitch, all over, really. Bit more dark art specialist. Like we had David Luiz, but David Luiz's dark art sometimes affects himself and leads to things happening. We had a bit of them players, really and truly, man. The Congo to score like that again, to score like that, Bins against Bums against Brentford. Bins, you mean? I see here. Hopefully, top Bins it. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was Lokonga Screamer still. Number 45 used to play for Rongans. Goal of the season. Oh man. Bro, David Luiz overdoes it. Sometimes the dark arts is just it's infected him. You don't even know what he's did. Like You know, and I clocked David Luiz is a dark art specialist. Do you remember when he was holding his face for Chelsea and then it's made a meme now? You can see him doing that. It kills me. Kel. Hey, it's cool, man. Bro, pardon my language, people. I'm sorry. I know it's not past watershed, but somebody's mentioned that horrid name, Danny Mills. Fuck Danny Mills and anything he has to say about Arsenal, because I know it's something positive. You know, I'm pretty sure. Let me guess. He said something on TalkSport that we've reacted to now. He said something negative about Arsenal. About, you know, I don't even have to look. I bet he said something negative about any of the signings we've made. Either they shouldn't sign for Arsenal or, you know, why are Arsenal looking for them? Bro, my man hasn't been the same since Thierry Henry took his pride. Thierry Henry took something that day. He savaged him at Highbury and he hasn't got it back, man. So forget that, you man. Twat. Let's get to 300 likes. Sick curler, were you playing left back that day? I'd love to say that day, but man's there, man. I'd love a partnership like Andy Cole and Dwight York. I mean, I hear you, but we don't really see two up front too many times these days. So, you know, you're not really going to see it. You know, at best, the partnerships these days are a striker or an out-and-out goal scorer and someone else. Like, I'm not saying Son isn't a goal scorer, but you had a striker and a winger in Kane. You know, you've had the Liverpool front three. You know, to be fair, Lautaro Martinez and Lukaku, I'd probably be scratching my head to trying to find more. So I think of, you know, typically all teams now are going with a front three, and you're not really seeing the twos. So I wouldn't mind that, man. Our forwards, I like Balogun, but again, you need to let him develop. I want to start Project Martinelli through the middle eventually. I like Lacazette, but Lacazette's problem is he's not a good goal scorer, consistent goal scorer. Aubameyang, you're prepared to take his lack of general play with his goal scoring ability, but if he's not scoring goals, he's irrelevant to the team and he don't offer much, you know. So that's my thoughts on them, man. Yeah, I mean, Phil, you're right. Zaha's probably more attainable, but I think I'd love Zaha. I'm a big fan, but I think Maddison is what we need, man. Lokonga and Willock in the Man City Cup looks decent. I mean, is Willock going to play, though? Because, again, you get another 8. Only certain man could be on the bench. You'd imagine Lokonga is going to be that guy primarily. You can have Joe, but what, you know, if you've got 2 10s, you've got a more expansive 8 or 2. You've got Lokonga. How does Joe Willock get games? Obviously, you have to earn your spot, but pardon me, I would have, you know, 3-5-2. Nothing changes in football. It just recycles, man. Maybe. I mean, I thought we would have went through that stage now of doing all the back three. I think we've kind of moved on from it, but it's still here. I'm not saying it's gone, but yeah, when Conte was doing that, everyone and their nan wanted to do it, man. And then obviously many years before that, it was there. Things are recycling, man. Yeah, I think the Zaha ship sailed unless it's a deal. That's absolute deal we can't refuse, man. I am Team Aouar all day, an outstanding baller who can play as a solid 8 or 10, oozes of Arsenal ball carrying personality and the DNA, costs way less than Maddison, reminds me so much of Nasri. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still doesn't fancy Van der Beek, then I can't lie. I'm not trying to be stuck in the 80s, but is the only thing I would love Van der Beek on ability, but is he a soft youth? Like, is he soft? Like, is he a soft youth? Because there's got to be a reason Ollie's not playing you. As much as I criticize Ollie, there's got to be a reason. Does he just not feel you and you go somewhere else? Fair play, but I don't know that until hindsight. I like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but it's a myth. Like, you're going to have to do 99 million crosses. The only time we've wanted to cross a ball for someone in the box in true Arsenal fashion was when we're playing William through the middle. It's crazy. $275 likes, people. We are flirting with 300. We can grab that. Big up yourself, Ross. A man said, well, they need to turn that boat around and sell Zaha back. You lot kill me. All our youngsters need loans. Can't have them sitting on the bench or in our 23s. Yeah, the Joes, the Eddies, the Willocks, them sort of youngsters there. If they're not playing and can't get permanence, then they need moves 100%. You know, you can train as much as you like with the first team. At some point, you need to play. We should be looking at someone like Watkins will go off Villa's transfer model. Fair play. Yeah, Willock's a bit all gear, no idea sort of thing, sort of midfielder. Bit of in the engine room. I think it's the way he uses him, because Willock's a box-to-box man. He's playing him in this 10, and he's definitely not an Arsenal 10. Like, he's definitely not a 10, in my opinion. There's something to be said, whether Willock has a long-term future at Arsenal or not, but there's got to be something said that Steve Bruce has got people speaking externally, has got the football world talking about Joe Willock more so than Arteta or even Wenger. Like, no one was talking about Joe Willock. You knew he was all right and he had good and bad moments, but no one was gassing it, you know. My man said 100 mil, but there's no way that Kane is joined at Arsenal. I've never seen Russia, you know. I appreciate that, man. First person I've seen. Obviously, if there's other Russian people out there, big up yourselves. But I don't know where you lot are from unless you say. I think this is the first time I've seen someone tune in from Russia. So big up to you lot, man. Appreciate that, man. Make sure you've hit the sub button if you haven't. Subscribe to the Twitch exclusive content on that one there as well, people. Let me get my Twitch link up. Where is it gone? Why did I close the tab? Still learning, people. Still learning. Keep your comments coming, man. Keep them comments coming. Hey, man, they are killing me, man. Tuning in all the way from Rochdale. Big up yourselves. Bro, I don't know about DT's team, who they are, what they've played. No disrespect to anyone. I don't know, man. You know, I'll back my team against anyone, but I don't know how they played, any of that sort of stuff, man. But to be fair, it was a free transfer. You never know, man. I'd rather have Jeremy Doku instead of Zaha. Only 19 years of age and was excellent against Italy. So would I. All right, Cape Verde, appreciate that. Norway. Well, you need to be getting Odegaard for us or better than yet, Haaland, man. Man said Enfield. Hey, you're a local still. I don't know why you're not at the Wrongins games. Or maybe you are. You just never say, well, go on. Big up, Matt. Afternoon. Willock stands out more at Newcastle than at Arsenal. Welcome, Sambi. Hope he grows into a fine young player. I really think that we don't need anyone else right now. We signed some good additions. Now it's time to let players go before we sign someone. Why can't we do both, bro? Why can't we, you know, hopefully the task force is big enough, you know? Why can't we sort it? I think we need a lot more. Don't get twisted. I'm happy we've got Lokonga. I'm gassed about it. Happy that we've got a backup left back. Happy to see the links we've been linked. Whether they happen is another thing, but brother, we need a right back. I hear everyone about Callum Chambers. I rate Callum Chambers, but yeah, man. We need a bit more. Big up Northwest 7, wherever that is. A man said, used to play for Enfield Albion. They're like 6th division in the Barnet League. I'll come true for sure. Come true, man. I wish. You're never going to see me on Love. Hey, to be fair, you go on a Love Island quickly. You come out to 100,000 Instagram followers, you know, brand deals. You know, it wouldn't even become a case if I even know football, know anything about it. Just the fact that I've been there, brands would mess with you. Such is the feeble world. So, yeah, man, probably could be something to look into, man. But you know, them things there, you're throwing yourself. Certain people can't be going on that. It's like a sheep being led to the slaughter. Well, the demographics not matching up, and that you get done dirty. The voting thing ain't gonna bang. No, it's a myth. It's a myth. You know, mad. I wouldn't mind getting Lamptey, but he's had them injuries, so I don't think we're prepared to go for him or definitely give them the money that they'd probably help with that. Yeah, the bag, bro, for the bag, you know, could be something. You never know. 297, we're flirting with 300 people. We're flirting. I don't think there's any other Arsenal news, man. I would love to see if there was more legs to the our rumors and all of that sort of stuff. I would love to hear our medical. I'd love to see Ben White still completed. You know, you're seeing, bro, the news journalists are bored, man. They're running the Coutinho one again. Whether that happens or not is another one, man. I don't know what happened to Onana, my guy. You know, it seems like that one's gone quiet. You see rumors to Inter and Lyon. That one's gone quiet. Has there been a change of heart from Leno? Have we received word indirectly that Leno's now committed? I don't know. Yeah, I spoke about this still. I'd rather Aaron's. I wouldn't mind Desk, but he's got a lot to improve defensively. As I'm not saying Aaron's got a lot to improve on still, but I wouldn't mind, bro. We ain't got a right back in it. I'd rather Aaron's over Desk at this moment in time. Obviously, things can change in a year. Oh yeah, congrats on the big 38, 40k, not too far, bro. We're on a road to 50k. I appreciate that. Hit the sub button if you haven't. If our offer 25 is true, I can't lie. We have to jump on that, even if nothing sell on value in that, broski. Trust me. Gregerson, who left Arsenal recently, has been interviewed in the Swedish press. He praised Arteta and says Arteta is sitting safe as a manager. I mean, let's see it happen there, man. I don't know what happened to Basuma Links, my guy, but it's probably gone away. I don't think we was ever that keen on Basuma in hindsight then. You know, Lokonga probably was the one we wanted. You know, we're talking with Brighton. If we wanted Basuma, surely we would have tried to get him done with Ben White. Or maybe the valuation was a myth. We thought, you know what, Lokonga, for all his potential, if we look at it from a business point of view, it's like buying sweets. If you've got a pan and there's two, you know, you can buy 2 sweets for 50p, or you might be able to get 5 sweets for 20. So you get where I'm going. You might be able to reinvest. I don't know. We'll never know. Basuma could have been the target and this guy was a plan B. We'll never know. Trust. Honestly, though, new signings, outgoings, you know nothing's going to change until there's a change at ownership level. True, within reason. But that doesn't mean we can't finish hiding 8th, though. I can't lie, but you're right, man. I wouldn't mind Trippier because we ain't got a right, but really, man, we should be looking for someone younger and all those sort of things. We're at 300 likes, man. I'm very appreciative of that, man. Shout out to everyone who's hit the like button. 306. That 306 people have hit the like button. You know, may you get an unexpected windfall of money, whether you win the lottery, whether you some investment bangs, whether your tax return. I hope you all get some money somewhere, you know, and I'm wishing you lot all good health. I just want some good luck to come you lot's way, because you lot, from the bottom of your heart, just hit the like button. It's people like you I've got the time for. If you haven't hit the like button and you're listening, you're a pagan. It's as simple as that. Ivan Toney, I'm not really on it. I can't lie to you. If he shows me this season in the Prem, I like him, but I'm not really on it. I ain't going to lie to you. You know, I'm not really feeling it. Basuma would have been great, but I can't lie to you. 38 game period. If we was to not sign at 8.5 and a 10 and have Basuma and Partey, I'm not really with it. I can't lie. For long term, I'm not really with it. I think we've got to be a bit more braver, man. I'm not too sure on that. And I ain't damn well ain't no profit, man. Bro, he's not it for a lot of teams, man. Don't want to bring negative vibes, but surely this is Arteta's last season to prove something. Top 6 in the trophy, bro. If you don't get Europe, I would say it's long, but he seems calm in it, man. Well, a lot of teams should be looking at Ings, but Ings might get shagged because of the dynamics of the market and that. I like Onana. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the biggest fan, but I would have taken it if Leno's going to skate. I am a bit scared about goalie because I think it's always 1 minute Leno wants to stay, then go, and stay, then go. When someone's volatile like that, I'm not really with it. And at Leno's age, I'd be considering playing somewhere else. Because I'm not an Arsenal fan. He can go get Europe somewhere. And if you go on Leno's interviews, he's always speaking about we should have done this, we should have done that. So maybe he sat there, even though he's been part of it, he sat there and gone, I don't really want to be here. I think long term he's the guy to play instead of Partey, but there will be a lot of games he partners Partey, you know, and that's got to be able to work in the same way. I want 8 and Partey or Lokonga. That partnership has got to work as well, man. It seems like the Renato Sanchez links have gone dead, but we've still got a month left of the window. You just never know, folks. Anything can happen, I guess. Literally. Well, I think Kane will go to City, but he's got to force that move, man. Partey's going to ball out this season. I hope so. But I rate Ings, but I think Ings' sheg is... there's other strikers people are looking at. I would take Ings. You know, I think Ings is a baller. He's shown, you know, once I stay fit, I can do a thing. So, yeah, man. I think Ivan Toney needs a lot more service to score goals in comparison to Ings. I think Ings can make... I'm not saying Ivan Toney can make his own goals, but he's way more service reliant than Ings. Ings is a bit more proactive with it. You know? Not that Ings has too many goals outside the area, but he works hard, as you saw in the playoff final. You know, Ivan Toney's, you know, a lot of his goals come in the box. He's not really in the game if he's not in the box, in my opinion. But same way, he does offer a lot. And he's got balls of steel to take the penalties in the way he does, man. Madman with them penalties. You know, England could have done with him in the final, man. I hope Martinelli. Oh, Daniel, your thing's gone. What do you think Martinelli's role will be this season? As I was about to say, I hope Martinelli gets more football. I'd love to see him get a chance up front Or if not, all right, cool, we can play off the left. You know, Arteta said he sees him, and I agree, is someone that can play off the left, play off the right, and play through the middle, but he needs to play, you know. I know he's spoken about Tierney and Martinelli may not be the best of partnerships in his eyes, so hopefully Martinelli can somehow prove him wrong, man. Obviously, he's at the Olympics, so he probably will have to be patient for his spot, but it is what it is. Pardon me, Ings. I like Ings a bit more, man. Bro, Eddie Nketiah is not doing nothing if he's not if he's not in the box. He's a fox in the box as well. And really, I'm not trying to be harsh to Eddie. You're not really a fox in the box. You know, this is the big boy leagues. Your goal record isn't fox in the box stuff. It's not bad, but it's not fox in the box. You know, right now it's under 23 bully, under 21s bully. Well, Sam, I'd want him to be a bit more proactive, a bit more dominate possession, you know, and stuff. To be fair, historically, Aubameyang misses a bunch of chances. He's still a fox in the box. I mean, Lukaku's a fox in the box. He scores a whole heap of goals and that. I mean, if Alexis was hungry, you know, his wage demands wouldn't have cost him in the summer of going to Man City, and he wouldn't have signed for United at the time. They weren't the best sporting project, and his wages cost him a PSG move. So in hindsight, you sell your soul to the devil for peas, you get shagged in it. Simple as that. He was a great player, though, man. You know. I'm not someone who gets names on players, you know, names on the back of the shirts. I got Alexis's, and the only other player I'd say I'd get, don't get it twisted. If there's bare players' names, I would have got Aubameyang last season, Lacazette at some point. You know, I'd get a Tierney one, Smith Rowe, all of them guys. But I'd say like Saka. But I don't do the names on the shirt thing if it's not my own card. These men always want to leave clubs and that, and the shirt becomes obsolete and that, obviously. But anyways, people, I can't lie. I've been here for an hour and 10 minutes. It's 6 o'clock. I can't lie. It's been a long day. I'm kind of tired, and I'd like to have something to eat, people. So I'm going to keep it moving. The good news is I'll be back again at 11:30. What we'll talk about in relation to Arsenal, I don't know, people. But on that note, please make sure you hit the like button. Thank you for getting me to 38 subs. Obviously, thank you for supporting this and hitting the like button and getting 300 odd likes. Yeah, man. You know, just before I go, there's a couple more comments. In fact, man, what these signings saying about what Arteta is trying to do? Build for the long term. Still, the more I see Lokonga, he reminds me of Ramsey. I think he can play that number 8 role. I don't quite think so, but fair play, brother. Martinelli has to earn the right to play, but he should not be on the bench and them things there as much as he is. He was last season. Curry chicken DG, I wish. I appreciate that. I Paul, the rest of you, I appreciate you guys, man. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out if you have not hit the like button. Gonna have to love and leave you lot, man. Hopefully we've spoken about a couple of stuff. Timestamp soon, land. People, DG, good evening. I'm out. In fact, I see how that's God works in the mysterious ways. You know what? Just because you lot were so nice.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.